Hello friends, welcome to Bindu Dadwal Chemistry Lessons. The topic we take today is properties of colloidal solution and theories for the origin of charge. So properties, first is heterogeneous nature. Colloidal solutions are heterogeneous in nature, though they appear to be homogeneous, but when we view under the ultra microscope we find that they consist of different phases, the dispersed phase and the dispersion medium. Non-settling nature, the particles are in a constant state of motion and do not settle down. Filtrability, the colloidal particles pass through ordinary filter paper because of large size of pores. However, they cannot pass through animal and vegetable membranes. Visibility, the colloidal particles are not visible to the naked eye. They cannot sometimes be even seen by ordinary microscope. Specially designed microscopes like ultra microscope make them visible. Colligative properties, there are 4 colligative properties: osmotic pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, and relative lowering in vapor pressure. These properties depend on the number and size of the solute particles in the solution. In a colloidal solution, the particles of the dispersed phase are quite big in size and the number of particles per unit volume is less than in a true solution. Thus, all colligative properties have smaller values. The Van 't Hoff factor I is small, and osmotic pressure of some of the colloidal solutions can be determined to determine the molecular masses of colloidal particles with accuracy. Color, the colloidal soles are generally colored, and color is related to the size as well as shape of particle present in sole. For example, a silver sole with particle size of 6 into 10 raised to the power minus 5 millimeter is orange yellow in color, but of size 15 into 10 raised to the power minus 15 millimeter is violet in color. Similarly, the finest particles of gold are red in color. As the particle size increases, the color changes to purple, blue, and golden yellow. Color of the colloidal sole depends upon the wavelength scattered by the dispersed phase particles, and it changes with the change in particle size. So, color of colloidal sole depends upon the manner in which the observer receives the light. For example, an aqueous solution of milk will appear blue in reflected light and red in transmitted light. Next property, Brownian movement. In 1828, Brown observed zigzag motion of colloidal particles in colloidal sole. He called this as Brownian movement. So, the particle is getting deflected or scattered as it moves the particle of the dispersion medium and thus follows a zigzag path. So, what is the cause? It is because it's constantly being collided by the molecules of dispersion medium, and this impact of collisions is imbalance, so it follows zigzag path. Significance is that Brownian movement, it opposes the force of gravity on the colloidal particles, and as a result of this movement the particles always remain in a state of motion and do not settle. So we can say that this Brownian movement is responsible for the stability of the colloidal solution. Next is Tyndall effect. When a strong convergent beam of light is passed through a colloidal solution and the path of rays is viewed at right angles to the direction of propagation of light, a bright cone of scattered light is observed. This cone of light is called Tyndall cone and the effect is called Tyndall effect. So here source of light, it passes through the cone and when it passes through a true solution, the light is not scattered, so the path of light is not seen. But in case when it passes through a soul, gold soul in this case, then because this light is scattered by the dispersed phase particles, a cone is seen, bluish cone is seen. This cone is called Tyndall cone. Effect is called Tyndall effect. The Tyndall effect has been used by Zsigmondy and Zehlendorf for devising the ultra microscope. Conditions governing Tyndall effect. The diameter of dispersed phase particles should not be very small as compared to the wavelength of light which it scatters, and when the diameter is a little smaller than the wavelength, the refractive indices of dispersed phase and dispersion medium vary to large scale, and this is responsible for the Tyndall effect. The importance of Tyndall effect lies in the fact that it has helped to confirm the heterogeneous nature of colloidal solution and make distinction between a true solution and colloidal solution. True solution which is homogeneous will not show Tyndall effect, colloidal solution will show. Stability of colloidal soles. The reason for stability of colloidal soles is the charge on colloidal particle. Examples of it, the charge can be positive or negative. Examples of negatively charged soles are metals like gold, silver, copper, platinum. Then sulfides of metals like cadmium sulfide, arsenic sulfide, antimony sulfide, starch, gelatin, clay, silicic acid, charcoal, and acid dyes such as eosin and Congo red. All these are negatively charged soles. Positively charged soles, metal hydroxides like iron hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, chromium hydroxide, oxides like titanium dioxide, basic dyes like methylene blue and Prussian blue, and hemoglobin of blood, positively charged soles. Theories for the origin of charge. Due to frictional electrification, when the dispersed phase particle rub with dispersion medium, it results in some charge on the colloidal particle. Due to dissociation of surface molecule, for example, soap molecule dissociates into palmitate ions and sodium ions, the cation passes into solution, while the anions they have a tendency to aggregate due to weak attractive forces present in the hydrocarbon chain. Thus the anions which are of colloidal size bear negative charge. Then due to selective adsorption of ions, traces of electrolytes are important for stability of sole. The charge on colloidal particle is generally acquired by preferential adsorption of positive or negative ions from the electrolyte, and in general the particle constituting the dispersed phase adsorbs only those ions preferentially which are common with their own lattice. For example, in case of hydrated ferric oxide, which is prepared by adding ferric chloride to hot water, the ferric oxide will preferentially adsorb ferric ions from the solution, from the electrolyte, to form positively charged ferric oxide hydroxide sole. So you can see that ferric hydroxide has adsorbed positively charged ferric ions, and the negatively charged chloride ions get dispersed in the medium. Then we also have example of arsenous sulfide, which is prepared by passing H2S gas through solution of arsenic oxide, and it acquires negative charge by preferential adsorption of sulfide ions formed by the dissociation of H2S. H2S dissociates into hydrogen ions and sulfide ions. Sulfide ions are adsorbed by arsenous sulfide particles to form negatively charged arsenous sulfide ions. Another example is if silver nitrate is added to aqueous solution of potassium iodide, a negatively charged sole is formed in which iodide ions from the dispersion medium are preferentially adsorbed on the silver iodide. However, if we do the reverse, if silver iodide is formed by adding potassium iodide to silver nitrate, then silver nitrate forms the dispersion medium, and positively charged silver ion are preferentially adsorbed to form a positive charged sole.